What's up, geeks? As you can see, winter has just come, and yeah, man, it's starting to get pretty cold out here in Salt Lake City. I'm not sure if you guys got snow yet, but it snowed here like about 2 weeks ago. But anyways, in this video, we're going to talk about why most self-taught software engineers fail. Now let's get into it. Now, one of the main reasons that self-taught engineers fail is because they don't specialize. This was a mistake that I made at the beginning of my software engineering career, or exploration when I was trying to get a job. I tried to do a little bit of everything, so I ended up buying courses within React Native, courses with React, web-based, Android courses, and iOS, web, etc., backend, anything. I was learning so many different tools. And all those tools, well, most of those tools usually had their own programming language. So I had to learn multiple languages on top of that. So I thought, in my mind, the more bases that I covered, the better off I would be as far as finding a job. It actually hurt me. Because when you have these interviews, they're going to ask you in-depth questions about those specific texts, those tech stacks, those tools that you're using. So, if you're in there and you're really strong at React Native, but you say, oh, I took an Angular course, I'm going to put Angular on there. Or I took a Node course, I'm going to put Node on there. They're going to ask you questions about that. And they'll be able to tell, like, okay, this guy really doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's the number one reason. My advice to you is to specialize. Find something that you like doing. Touch a little bit of everything initially. Once you've done that, you should have a good idea of what you're comfortable with or what you would want to build a career with. And once you have that down, then you should just dive deep into that tech stack. And then once you build a few applications using that tech stack, using that tool, you want to take a few supplement tests. I know LinkedIn has those supplement tests, which we're going to get into it, and then also a lot of other companies, they have these tests that you can take to actually prepare yourself for your interview. And then yeah, that's basically it for that part. You guys need to find a tool or find something that you love, that you enjoy within software engineering, and just specialize in that. The next reason, which I was unsure about, but I'm glad that I actually stepped my game up in that area, was LinkedIn. I've had coworkers that I've added on LinkedIn, and I looked at their account. They don't have anything about the description. The title sucks. They don't update it. It just looks plain and bootsy. It's like a dating app. If you have shitty pictures, nobody's going to want to date you. And that's what it is. If you have a horrible LinkedIn, nobody's going to reach out to you for a job. LinkedIn has this this portal that allows you to apply for jobs. So companies, they host these positions. You can apply for those positions and then also attach your LinkedIn account. So once you've done that, they go check out your LinkedIn. It's horrible, man. Nobody's going to contact you. And then another thing on top of it is that recruiters are always looking for developers, engineers all the time. They're always saying, so they're gonna look for people who not only have that experience, but they're also gonna look at your title. Your title, you should have like, I'm a React Native engineer, I'm a React engineer, Angular engineer. That should be your main title, because when they search for engineers, they put in these keywords, and by having your the tool that you specialize in your title, it's only gonna help you get hired. So that's my advice to you. Make sure that your LinkedIn is on point. And another thing about having a really cool LinkedIn that I've just recently found out about, my first job I actually got, I saw somebody on LinkedIn, he said that he's looking for this engineer, and I said, hey man, I know this tool. Gave him my resume, linked him up to my GitHub and had all my projects, and I ended up getting my first job. Now, fast forward, that same recruiter has put my name out there to a bunch of other recruiters. And there's not too many mobile developers. So whenever a company needs a mobile developer, I'm the first guy they reach out to. They'll tell me, hey, I got your name from Brent. Brent recommended you. Oh, I got your name from Eswire. Eswire recommended you. That's how it works. LinkedIn is people are sleeping on LinkedIn because honestly, man, it's like, it definitely is a business social media app, and I get people reaching out to me, at least 5 people a day reaching out to me for positions. Another problem is that you don't study algorithms. You need to study algorithms, and I strongly advise you to, if you can afford it, get a tutor that you can link up with once a month. Some of these tutors are like $60 an hour, $100 an hour. Honestly, I really don't care, but you may not have the resources for that. So I would strongly advise you to get a tutor and then go to websites like HackerRank and go to websites like, I can't think of the other ones right now. There's a really good one, but I can't think of it. But HackerRank is one of the more popular ones. And a lot of these companies may use HackerRank as a tool for you to actually, for them to tell if you actually know what you're doing. Now, the reason you want to get a tutor is because a lot of times when you're building an algorithm, you may complete it, but you may not understand what you're really doing. Meaning, you may not even know how to walk yourself through that application, walk yourself through that algorithm. And then since you don't know how to walk yourself through that algorithm, when you're doing an algorithm in front of people, you need to be able to explain exactly what you're doing. You need to explain your thought process. And by having a tutor is somebody that can actually teach you how to think like a computer and also teach you how to articulate yourself on a professional level. So invest time in algorithms. Whew. Now for my last point, it's getting chilly out here. The last point is not studying the tech stack. Now when you apply for one of these jobs, you either had a recruiter reach out to you or you applied for through an application, which, a regular application process with your resume. A lot of these companies, they have the years of experience that you have. Don't worry about that. If you've never had an engineering job that says you need, it's a junior role and they need 2 years of experience, ignore that. It just apply for the job. Now, within those jobs, they always want you to learn a little bit more than whatever tool you specialize in. They'll say like, oh, this is a job for React Native. It'd be nice if you know MongoDB. It'd be nice if you know Node.js, if you know AWS, if you're familiar with Microsoft SQL services. That's all a plus. When you apply for these jobs, make sure you save the application. Because sometimes I apply for so many jobs, I can't even keep track of them. When you apply for these jobs, make sure you take a look at everything within that application, because they're going to ask you questions on that. So you can at least know how to, you can talk the talk. You can say, hey, this is what I specialize in. This is what I'm strong in. I'm weak in this area. I haven't had much experience with AWS, but I'm familiar with it. I mean, I took a course on it, and that's pretty about as far as I've gotten. But I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to invest the time to figure it out. And honestly, once you start working, they already know this. You're going to pick things up about a month or two, man. That's just how it is. So anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. And man, I'm going to try to get up out of here. It's freezing. Peace.